Hello. Hi, Sandeep. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, I'm also doing good. So yeah, thank you. Firstly, thank you for joining us here and taking out your time to do this thing in such a short notice. So yeah, thank you so much for that. And before starting our session, as usual, I would like you to introduce yourself to our audience and yeah.
Yeah, so I start so I'm a frontend. I just started as a Java developer in a company called Enginner. That was based of an internship. And while doing that, I just come across a special language called JavaScript, and it was very fascinating about that. Okay,
Okay.
and once I started learning that, okay, I thought that okay, let me continue my career in a JavaScript development. And then after that, I just started learning some React and all. Okay, create, created some amazing projects and all. After that, I just applied for some React developer job and all. And I from there I just make a switch to a company called GoComet, where I just work as a front end developer. Okay, and why front end? Why I just chose the language engine? Because there were a lot of amazing stuff which I was able to do. Okay,
Okay.
and React is one of the amazing libraries and all that has been provided by the JavaScript, and it's
Okay.
quite good. Okay, it's the things the like how the things works behind. Okay, like after knowing all the steps, it was very amazing. Okay, and I believe like all the JavaScript developers at the beginning, it's like very tough. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
as time goes on, it becomes very interesting and very easy. Okay, to work on that.
Sandeep, sorry for interrupting you in between. Our audience are not able to hear your voice, so I would just request you if you can remove your earphone.
Now I'm audible.
Guys, like I'm able to see your chat, so can you please confirm if we are audible?
Yeah, like am I audible now?
Okay, I guess you're audible. So I guess someone, hi Ashutosh, I can see your chat. So he's saying to speak a bit slow.
Okay, fine, fine. No worries, we'll do that. No worries. Okay, we got it. Okay. Yeah, so okay. Then I started working as a front end developer in a company called GoComet. Okay,
Yeah.
and over there, React is one of the amazing libraries which I've just come across. And like uh, at previous, it was like I, like after implementing the project and all, it
Mm-hmm.
becomes very easy when I just come to know about how actually React works behind the scene. Okay,
Okay.
it was really amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I work in GoCommand as a front end developer, and
Okay.
then from there recently I just made a switch to a company called Root Person. Okay,
Okay.
and over here also I'm working as a React developer. So it's quite amazing.
Oh,
So this is all about my introduction about my career related stuff.
yeah. So that's very good. So yeah, that you have explored so many of languages. You first went to Java, then JavaScript. So like, what made you switch from Java to JavaScript?
Yeah.
Like,
So Java is also one of the amazing things and all which I've just come across. But once I just started learning JavaScript, now my interest towards JavaScript went very soon. Okay, and JavaScript the way JavaScript works, okay, it's really amazing to know all these stuff about ocean concept, and then creating some project with the vanilla JavaScript, and then further I just moved toward the React. So the turning point for me to continue my career as a front end developer with the JavaScript language is just because of React and all.
okay.
Because it's very amazing. Like it just makes it just helps the developer to speed up the development process.
Yeah.
So that was the turning point for me to choose JavaScript language as my career.
Okay. One of the problems I have faced with Java is a lot of syntax. And I mean, to write a simple code, you just have to write a lot of boilerplate code. So that is why I don't like Java personally.
Yeah,
So,
that's happened. That's true. That's true.
yeah. So as you said, you have recently switched to a new company, Root Quotient. So I just wanted to know, like, as you know, right now we are in a peak of recession and the job market is not very good as compared previously. So what problems did you face in this switching, and how you were able to get a job of your dreams?
Yeah. So this is quite interesting question, and yeah, it will be amazing if I could just explain it in a very proper way. So that should so there was some strategy which I just followed. So after that strategy, the very first strategy was to like I update my resume and all. And by update I mean I've just created some of the amazing projects and all. And so that and after creating that project, I've just added that into my resume. So that will just give value to my resume, right?
Right.
Because when we just apply to any of the company and all, the first thing which we just give to the company is our resume. So there should be some weightage, there should be some value which we add in the resume. Okay. So by value I means it should have some of the amazing project. Okay. So that we should maintain. And then the second strategy which I just follow is to get connected with some of the other developers via LinkedIn and all. Okay. And
Okay.
it's not only about getting connected; it's about sending the request as well as with some valuable message. Okay. And by valuable message I mean sending some of like giving some of the project in the message and all, like while I just send the connection request. So that will just add the value to me. Okay. To the
Okay.
person whom I'm just sending the connection request. Yeah.
Right. So you talked about projects, like you built some good projects. So what projects did you build, and what do you think are the projects which can make us stand out in the whole lot of crowd?
Okay. Yeah. So the project is that you have to pick the project that can add value to your resume.
Correct.
So the project which I just picked, that was the entire clone of the Google documentation.
Okay, wow, great.
So it has all the basic functionalities about whatever the Google documentation is providing.
Okay.
There's certain steps which I just follow. That it's not about I just implemented the project and all. It's about I have maintained some of the things, okay, which every developer should maintain. Okay. The very first thing is that if we talk about the UI part and all,
Okay.
that that's the main thing which a user will see. Okay, so
Correct.
it should be fully responsive. It shouldn't be the case that okay we
Okay.
have just implemented the project that should work only on the desktop. That shouldn't be the case. It should work in any platform with any devices the user is trying to access my project, access my app, right?
Right.
As well as the second thing which I maintain is to like writing the maintaining the good code quality as well as optimizing it. So all the steps I have just maintained because as of now what I believe like implementing the features is not the only thing which a developer should look for. Like we should implement the feature with some optimization.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
this I just followed.
yeah, so since we are talking about project, so for example, I'm also building an e-commerce website. You're also building an e-commerce website. So
Yeah.
should I select a project that no one has built before, or should I focus on building the same projects? Like it's okay to build the same projects, repeat the projects which are already there in the market, and keep in mind some points like code quality, like how do we structure our code. So that
Yeah.
is better. So what do you think?
Yeah. So it will be good if you can just take up your own project and all. But if you just try to implement some of the project which are already there, right? So like what you can do, like, you can just follow some other steps, okay?
Okay.
Like the approach, okay? The approach should be different.
Okay.
You should maintain a good folder structure,
Okay.
okay? You should name the component, okay?
Okay.
That should be very meaningful.
Okay.
You should use the variables, the methods, and okay, the name of all those things should be like it should be valuable, okay?
Correct.
Because it's very obvious that once you just work on any of the project, after certain times, okay, like after like 3 or 4 months down the line, okay, when you just come to the same project and try to make some changes, now that it shouldn't be the case, okay. Now only God knows my code. Okay, that shouldn't be the case. Okay,
Correct.
for that reason you have to name the component name, the variable, the methods. That should be very meaningful. Okay,
Okay.
and if possible, you can add some comment to that. Okay,
Okay.
so that will be very great. Okay, because when you just look at the code, now, like if suppose the comment is there about like what actually that methods or the variable is all about, that will be helpful for you to read the code very easily, read as well as understand it, right? And also optimization part and all, there shouldn't be some repetition,
Okay.
okay,
Right.
the duplicate stuff and all, that shouldn't be the case, okay. So just implement, if you're implementing the same project which are already there in the market and all, just try to have some different approach, okay.
Correct, correct. I totally agree with you because at the end of the day, we are going to find projects from other people which they have already done. But it
Yeah.
totally depends on the way how we write code, how we structure the code, and are we able to explain our code to someone else. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's amazing. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, moving forward, like since you were talking about code quality, so I just wanted to understand like what does this code quality mean to you, and how did you implemented it in your projects?
Okay. So, like by this question, I just remember my first PR when I just raised in my first company and all. Okay. So when I just first raised the company, it has a lot of comments and all, because when I just started working, so I don't have that much knowledge of like how I am supposed to write the code. Okay, that can match the expectation of the organization, right?
Correct.
So I just got like around 10 comments, okay. So that was huge, okay.
Yeah.
So then after I thought that what is the need of this code, maintaining your code quality, right? So I just asked to my senior and all that what is the use of this code quality, and then he just helped that, then he just like suggested me, okay, when you just work on any of the projects, not that only you implement and then you just your work is done, it's not like that. We have to take care of that features like throughout the journey, okay. So
Correct.
while implementing that, we should maintain the code quality and all, okay. So that was the stuffs which I just come across in my first year and all.
Okay.
So yeah, and what I believe, okay, at the beginning level, it's very painful for every developer to just to just go through the code review, okay. But it's one of the major things, okay, which a developer should go in order to become a better developer, okay.
Correct.
Because implementing the features is not the only motto of any of the developer.
Correct.
The main motto is to like maintain the code quality as well as write optimized code and all. So these are the things which we should follow.
Correct. I totally agree with you because, like, when we are joining any organization, just adding to your point, so whenever we are joining any organization, they have this level of code quality, and
Yeah, right,
until and
right.
unless we match that level, we match their expectation, the PR doesn't get merged. Like, if you're working in a very good company, so at that point. So since you were talking about your first PR, so I just want to add one more thing. I just remember a funny story which happened with me in a
Okay, right.
first PR. So I remember like 2 years back or so, yeah, that was my first PR. So I just had created it. So I just had to use some local time or something. Yeah, I had to use local time, UTC time. So to
Yeah,
convert the time to UTC, I had to use something, some converter. So I used Moment.js to convert that particular
right.
time.
Yeah.
So I directly imported Moment.js, and from there I just converted it. So I thought it was just a normal change, right? I just have to convert the time. So I thought it will get merged. So then I created the PR and then I pushed it. I got so many comments on that PR. So the first comment was कि whenever I am trying to import moment.js, so I was importing the entire package. So the comment was something like this कि you don't import the whole package. Instead, you import the particular function you want to use. So
Yes.
there was a method written in my comment, tree shaking. So if I remember correctly, so at that point of time I didn't even know what is tree shaking.
Yeah, this happens. Yeah, correct.
So I had to Google first what is tree
Yeah.
shaking, how does it impact, and etc. etc. And then I realized, okay, this is what it does. So then again I created the PR. I mean, then again I did the changes. I just imported the function and then I changed. I mean, I created the PR. Then again I got another comment कि this is a very small change. Why do you need an external package? You can do that with inbuilt JavaScript functions. So yeah, so that one time change, like that one particular time change took 3 days to get merged to the prod. So I can totally understand what pain it is. But when I
Yeah.
look back, so everything makes sense. Like at that point of time, it was very painful. But I guess Looking back makes sense rather than looking forward.
Yeah, that's also cool stuff and all. And the mistake which we just made at a very new developers and all. And at this particular time, if you just remember all the things, na, that the mistake which we have created in like in our journey, that was like for some good reason,
Correct.
because we have created the mistakes, our senior has corrected us, that has helps us to become a better developer. So this
Correct.
is also like in the development field, okay, creating mistakes is okay.
Yeah.
And because that's how we grow, we grow to become a better developer. Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, so this is what we have been doing. Like our seniors helped us. Now it's our time to help our seniors, our
Yeah,
juniors.
uh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So I just wanted to like since you said ki there were few factors which helped you in getting job in this peak recession. So one of the point which you discussed was resume. Ki we have to build very good projects. I
Yeah,
mean
right.
outstanding projects. Second, you said ki LinkedIn was helpful to you. So how did it play a good I mean a role in getting a job?
Okay. So so it's very obvious that if someone approaches to you, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and without some content, so you won't be knowing that, okay, what value that uh, the the particular person can provide to the organization, right?
Yeah.
So if you can just add some value to yourself, okay, while giving the connection request, if you
Okay.
can just send some of the message and all, and mostly in message you can just give the hosted URL of the project on which you have worked on,
Okay.
or as well as the GitHub repo, okay. So that will just add a value to your connection request, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Totally
it's
agree.
very obvious that not everyone is very engaging in the LinkedIn, right?
Correct.
But but there are some user who likes to visit LinkedIn quite often and all. And if you're lucky enough to reach all those types of person, okay,
Yeah.
so they will just see your message. And obviously in my case and all, like most of the people have accepted my request, okay, and also they have replied me in a very polite manner also, right?
Right.
And most of the user and most of the person who have just accepted my request are open to help me.
Okay.
It's just because of the value which I have added in my
Message.
connection request
Correct.
by sending the project as well as the GitHub repo.
Correct.
As well as in the GitHub repo, it's not that you can send a GitHub repo. Like you have to maintain some quality stuff and all, okay? Some folder structure, some of the basic things which every developer should follow. So I just followed all those logic in my code and then send the GitHub repo to the developers. Yeah.
Okay. So just I just want to make one more point over here. So whenever you are applying, when at this point of time, when we are applying for jobs or someone is trying to switch, so at that point of time, what is more favorable, directly applying to the job or getting a referral?
Okay, yeah. Directly applying it can be quite difficult. Okay, it's quite difficult. But if you can just ask, if you can just reach out to some other developer who is currently working in that organization, okay, that will just increase your chances of getting some callback from the company, right?
Right.
So referral is one of the best ways. So that is the reason I just started reaching out to the other developer who is just working in the company where vacancy has been come. Okay, so
Correct. Okay, okay. So yeah, one of the takeaway from this session can be कि whenever you are applying for any job, so whenever you see कि some job is there in this particular XYZ company, just
yeah,
go to the LinkedIn, search for that XYZ, and over there is a people section. Connect
yeah.
them. So
So this
yeah. So what I did, I mean, when I wanted for referral. So, for example, I'll take some XYZ company and I'll send LinkedIn request to all those XYZ, like all those 20 people in that XYZ company. So, if someone accepts, then other also accepts, thinking कि यार ये join कर रही होगी हमारी company. तो
okay.
इसीलिए इसके इतने mutuals हैं. तो everyone accepts. So, so in that way I get a lot. मतलब if some companies having openings, so yeah. So one or the other way it works, but referral is the best way. I also agree with that because it's a better way to shortlist the people.
Yeah, and why referral? Because why referral? The like the HR of the company can directly, or the hiring team can directly know about you. So
करेक्ट
that's the benefit of like
बिकॉज
asking for referral.
या बिकॉज अगर मैं उस कंपनी में काम कर रही हूँ एंड आई एम रेफरिंग समवन एंड आई एम गुड सो दे विल नो कि शी इज समवन दे कैन ट्रस्ट
Yeah,
सो
that's
सो
true. Sure.
इसीलिए भी आई गेस कि आपने अपने मैसेजेस में अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स देखे होंगे बिकॉज दैट इज व्हाट इज योर रियल अचीवमेंट इन प्रोफेशनली नो वन नोज
Yeah.
योर पर्सनली या
That
सो
that's
या आई ऑल्सो ट्राई डूइंग द सेम
yeah. Yeah, each of the developer, like if they are planning to make a switch, okay, it's like it's a suggestion. It's if possible, you can just reach out to the developer, okay, organization, and just ask for some referral. Not directly. It's obviously if you just go and ask some referral directly, that won't be a good like that won't be a good approach and all. You can just send some of the quite good some message, like quite good, quite some quality message with some of your work and all, so that they will know that okay, you are asking the referral, and at the same time you have some good experience with some knowledge. Okay, so that's the thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. So again, coming back to our particular problem statement, कि when I'm talking about quality, so what is this quality? I mean, how did you like when you were starting off? Did you know something this quality, or what helped you to know about this quality code stuffs?
Okay. So at the beginning, I don't know anything about the quality. I like at the beginning when I just started implementing any of the project and all, I like my main focus was just implement the project. Okay.
Acha.
And then
As
after 1 month, if I just feel like making some changes, okay, when I just open the project again, I feel okay, what is what this function is doing, what is this variable is all about, okay, and and the way I'm rendering the component, okay, that was like it was very difficult for me to understand it, okay, even though I was the one who has written the code, okay. So it's so that's a quite good memes, okay. Like okay, and while implementing, me and God knows, okay. 2 or 3 months down the line, now only God knows what that code is all about. Okay, so that shouldn't be the case. Okay, for
totally
that
agree.
reason, we have to maintain a quality code. Okay,
Yeah.
and some of the thing which I just follow is good folder structure.
Mm-hmm.
Each folder structure should do some specific logic in it, right?
Acha. Hmm.
First thing. Second is that whenever you are going to implement the component and all, just try to maintain a proper sequence of the packages which you are importing for the particular component, right?
Okay.
It shouldn't be random, okay. Each of the like when you import, each of the packets should be in a particular sequence,
So what do
right?
you mean by particular sequence?
Okay, so let's suppose I have a component, and in that, okay, I'm just importing some of the other component from end design, okay,
Okay.
as well as some styling, okay, as well as some other component.
Huh.
So as well as hooks also. Okay. So what I do first, I just import the React with the hooks and all, right? And then I import the other component from the end design,
Okay.
and then the other component which have been implemented by me in that particular project, and then at the last the styling part. So
Okay.
this is the sequence which I generally follow,
Okay.
but the sequence can vary from organization to organization as well as from developer to developer while working on their personal project, right?
Okay.
So this was the second stage. So this is the second thing which I just follow. And the third is the naming structure. Okay. By naming I mean the component name should be meaningful. It's not that it's like you are working on the header section, but your component name is ABCD. So that will not make any sense. Nah. So it should be some meaningful. Okay. That if you are working on a header section, just try to name the component. Okay. Regarding regarding the section of the web page on which you are working on. Okay.
Okay.
Like header. Then comes the variable name, methods name. Okay. So all these things should be meaningful, right?
Acha. Yep.
So this is the third. Okay. Fourth is that optimization part, right? And by optimization, I mean like by optimization, what we follow. Suppose there's some repetition of code. Okay.
Okay.
So let me just give you an example. So just take a scenario where a component is there, where I have to just display all the users. Okay.
Hmm.
Any user, let's suppose some basic example, if I have to just display the name, designation, organization, right?
Okay.
So these are the three steps which I have to just display. So
Okay.
and obviously it will be present in an array.
Okay.
So writing the same thing again and again, that's not a good approach. So what we do, we just move the common logic in some method, okay, and we can call that method by passing the required argument to it, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So these are the things which we can follow for the optimization part.
Okay.
And the second is like this. I just follow like implementing the pure component, right?
Okay.
Because it just avoids the unnecessarily rendering error, right? So these are the stuffs, and some of the uh, as well as some of the hooks which I just follow. Okay, just for optimization part. First hooks is the use callback.
Okay.
What it does, okay? So whenever you create a function, right? So whenever you read another function, the function reference, okay, is created again and again.
Acha, yeah.
So that will be the case, okay. That function should only recreate it or re-execute it only when some of its dependency changes, right?
Correct.
So for that reason, I use callback
Okay.
as well as use method.
Hmm.
These are some of the things, okay, which I just follow for the optimization part.
Okay.
So these are the four things which I generally follow.
And
First is the folder structure,
yeah.
the sequence of importing the package, the naming, and the optimization part.
Okay. And like since we're talking about the same stuff, so how important do you think is the documentation in this entire process?
Yes, the documentation part. Yes, it's this is also amazing. Yeah, the documentation part is one of the major thing which I just missed it out. Okay, thanks for reminding me. So like how like whenever we work on any of the features in any of the organization, right? So the first thing is to document the thing which we are working on.
Okay.
In documentation, we just going to write some of the basic approach, like basic details about the approach which we are going to follow in order to implement that.
Okay.
Okay, as well as the project details or the features on which we are working on. Once writing the documentation, we'll just get some verification from our senior developer.
Okay.
Okay. So once they said okay, the approach which you are following the documentation seems good, you can just proceed with the coding. And then only we just start coding in it. Okay. This is one of the best advantage of maintaining the documentation. So let's take a scenario where I've written the documentation, and in the documentation I've written the approach of like how I'm going to achieve the feature, right?
Okay.
And if I just get a review from my senior, and if they feel like okay, there are some other approach like which I can follow in order to implement the feature. So they will just add the comment. I can make the changes. So that will help me to think in some different angle and all. So
Correct.
that, okay, I knew one of the method to implement the features, but just because I have reviewed my documentation from the senior, now I know one more approach to just achieve the same result, right?
Okay.
So this way also we can grow.
Yeah, yeah, totally
Also to
understand.
track as well as to track the all the work okay which we have done. So
Right.
all those things are very important.
That totally helps in bonus time. All the works which you have done.
Yes, yes, this is true. Yeah, and
Yeah.
also like once I just remember one thing like once I just worked in a previous organization, and while reviewing okay I just missed out to maintain the documentation for some of the things which I just worked on, and while reviewing, okay, while during the bonus time and the appraisal time and all, when they
Self-review forms.
yeah, when
Yeah.
they just ask that what are the features, okay, the documentation to the features which I have just worked on, I just said, but the documentation to what I haven't done, huh? So that time was tough. I couldn't say that okay on this feature also I was I just worked on because it's obvious that once we have worked on any of the features, nah, now after a few weeks we just forget okay yeah we have also worked on that. So
We
that's
just
the
move on in life, I guess,
yeah.
and forget the stuffs which we have done in past.
Yeah, this is so true. Yeah.
And I think this phenomenon is common in developer community. We just keep forgetting.
Yes, yeah, this is true. Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah. So moving forward, so I just wanted to ask you one more thing. So when you switch this new organization, so whenever you're switching to some organization, the value, the culture, and everything differs from different to different organization.
Yeah.
So how, like, what differences do you find, and how do you cope up with the new code base? So whenever you switch, we get a new code base. So how do you cope up with that?
Yeah. So at the beginning it's really tough, okay, because you are leaving the place where you are very used to, okay, because you know the entire project,
Yes.
entire product, as well as the code base, right?
Yes.
And you are just coming to a new place where everything seems to be very new to you, okay. So at the starting time, okay, like approx a month, okay, we have to put some extra amount or like extra time to the organization just to understand the code structure, like what is the expectation of the organization from me and all, so that I can just match to their expectation, okay, and also to get used, also to know the tiny details about the product and all. So that will once I just know about all this thing, then it will be easy. But at the beginning, we have it's obvious that we have to spend some extra amount of time for the organization.
Correct. So it's very important to know the expectation of the organization from us,
Yes,
and
yes.
to understand them and give them a chance to understand us as well. So
Hmm.
one of the thing I just wanted to ask you as well, as a fresher, like, or as experienced person, so you have meetings with your manager, right? Correct.
Yeah,
So
right.
what important things do you we should convey over there, and what things we should be discussing?
Okay. So, like mostly when I just get to interact with the manager and all, they generally ask us to like implement. They generally discuss about the product and all. Okay, or on the features which I'll be asked to. Okay.
Okay.
So the very first thing is every developer should know. It's like get to know what is the requirement of the features. Okay. Once you know about that. Okay. The second is that and also like it's obvious that we just forget it. So just try to make some note on that what is the actual requirement of the features from the manager, and then like once you just started noting it down, okay, you just like if suppose some doubts come, okay, you can just ask, okay, or if not also once the features has been discussed by the manager, right,
Mm-hmm.
so we can take some time, we can just apply our own approach, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
like okay, we can just take some decision, okay, by ourselves, okay, that what is the approach, okay, and also while approaching that, if you find okay, like proper visualization of the features which has been asked by the manager is not clear, then we can't go to the manager again and again. Okay,
Correct.
we have to make each and every point right from the very beginning till the end, and then once again we can just ask the manager to get connected with over a meeting. We can clarify our doubt, and after that only we can start writing the documentation part. Okay,
Okay.
and documentation will generally will contains the requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about your approach. Okay. After that, you will just go and verify from the tech lead and all. Once they just say that okay, everything seems fine and all, then you can just start working on that. So these are the ways which I just follow.
Okay, great. So, just starting to your point, so I think the communication with your manager, like with my manager, like is the key. I guess is very important. I won't say key. It's very important because like when I'm starting off, like when we are starting off, so I guess like we have a goal in our head. In next 6 months, I want to reach here, or next 1 year, I want to get upgraded from some. I want to get promoted.
Yeah.
So likewise, the I need to know. So what are the expectations to fulfill that? I mean, what are the things I need to do to fulfill that role so that I can get promoted? So these are few things which can only be known, and what I'm getting, what I'm doing right now, that is feedback, can only be get we can only get it from our manager. So yeah, it also plays a very important role in.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. This is also one of the things. Okay, like getting feedback is the key to become a better developer. So
Correct.
we should ask the feedback from the manager that okay, how am I working? Am I going smooth or am I going too slow? So what can be the possible way which I can just follow in order to cope up with the organization? These are also some of the things, okay, which we can just we can just ask from the manager and all, because manager knows about us very better. in a much better way.
Correct. They are one people who has seen us growing. I mean, they have
Yes.
seen us growing, so they can judge us better rather than judging us by ourselves.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know one more. Like I just wanted to understand. Like if you look back today and you have to change something in your professional life, the decisions or something which you have done wrong in your professional life, you think you have. So something you want to change or add to it. So some anything.
So it's the very first thing which I like to say is to start writing a quality code. Because if I remember now the way I used to write the code, okay, it was like it was horrible. Okay, it it was very tough for me to understand what I've written even after like 2 or 3 days. Okay, like everything was very like it was very strange the way I used to write the code and all. Okay, and so the very first thing is to add the quality code, and the second is to like before starting any of the work and all, if I could have just make some documentation of that, okay, that could been much better, okay. And why it is so? Because if I just work in any of the project and if I just make a documentation on that, okay, so the one best thing is that if I have to work on that same features again, I could just look at the documentation, get some idea, and then work on it, right?
Correct.
Let's take some other scenario where other developer or the junior developer were asked to work on that features, and if suppose there is no documentation, so for them it will be very tough for them to understand the code, as well as to understand what the particular component is actually doing, right? So writing documentation can be helpful for us as well as for the upcoming developer, okay, who are just going to work on that particular features or some particular product, right?
Correct.
So these are the things which I could think that if I could have started this writing documentation from the very early, that could be very like much better.
Okay, okay, I totally agree with you. So, a few things, few advices, or few suggestions you would like to give us, like a budding developer or people who are trying to get promoted, something like that.
Okay, yeah. So the very first is to like whenever you have been asked to implement any of the features now. So don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a like your motto is not to just implement the features. Okay, you have to do certain research. Okay, about the thing which you are working on. Let's suppose if you just work on some features where some additional package is required. Let's suppose we take moment, right? As you have talked earlier. So if you have to work on that, so what best thing you can do? You can just give some time to yourself just to understand, just to go through the documentation part of the moment. Okay, what actually it is all about, or how we can use that, we can call certain things and all. Okay, what will be the format of the code or of the time which we just want. Okay, so just spend some of the times on that and all, and then on after that only you can start working on the features and all. Okay, and while implementing the feature, you should you should maintain the quality stuffs as well. Okay, and the quality stuffs as we have discussed, like folder structure, the sequence of importing the packages, the names, the optimization part, this should you should follow. Okay, so this is one of the advice, and the second is that writing documentation, because it's very important. And why it is so? Because it's very obvious that we as a developer tends to forget a lot of things, right?
Correct.
So just to keep a track of the features which you have worked on now, or about your own personal project, just to keep a track, just to know about what all those things about, okay? So that write some documentation of that. So that if in future, if any of the developer working in their personal project, and if they wanted to make changes, okay, after like 2 or 3 months down the line, then first they can just refer to documentation, get some idea. Okay, I was just working on that. This particular component does all the stuff, and they will have some quite good knowledge. And then afterwards, if they go and make changes, okay, in the code and all, that will be very easy for them. Okay, so these are the things which they have to follow.
Wow, great. Thank you so much for your kind suggestions, and
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone who is listening to this will try to follow this stuff. So, whatever you have said is top notch, but one thing is it's very difficult to follow as well. So, it needs
No,
So
like what I feel, okay, at the very beginning it's tough, okay. To be honest, it's tough. But with time, when you get used to it, then automatically, like it will just come automatically, okay. You don't have to like think, okay, now I have to maintain the folder structure, I have to maintain all those things and all. It will just come automatically. But at the beginning, like if you have to start something, at starting level it will be tough. But once you get used to that, it will become your habit, okay.
correct,
So this,
correct,
yeah.
correct, correct, correct. Sure. Sure, Sandeep. Thank you so much for joining us. And anything else you would like to add to this podcast?
Yeah. So it's like like mostly to the developer and all, to the upcoming, to the new developer, aspiring developer, like focus on the code quality, because writing optimization code is what gives you value, okay. The organization values you is not that you are implementing features, okay. It's like how you are implementing that.
Correct.
So just try to maintain the good code quality, the way you write the code should be optimized, okay. And it's very obvious, okay, that when you just write a code by your own, okay, you feel that okay, this is one of the best thing which you can do. But that is not the case, okay. Get your code review from your seniors and all. That will help you in your longer journey of the developing, right? So these are the things.
Yeah, thank you. So I totally agree with you. So one of the best things which I have learned in my career was via code reviews, because my thought process is very different from the reviewers' thought process.
Yes.
So it always gave me a new perspective to look at things. So yeah, it was very helpful for me to grow in, and I think for everyone like who go through the same process. So, at the end, I would like to say thank you, and thank you for taking your time out and sharing such a good thought with us. And it was a pleasure to host you and being being here on such a short notice.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
So
No problem.
thank you so much, Sandeep, for joining us. Thank you. Okay,
Okay. Bye.
bye. Good night.
Good night. Good night.